Hi there, I'm Deanna from thefaiththatgrows.com, and I have another twin flame reading for you. And if you're new to my readings or my channel, welcome. And I just want to kind of let you know how I do my readings, because they're different from how other people do their readings. I used to do a divine masculine and a divine feminine side, but I don't find that really useful anymore. I think it does more harm than good. I think it keeps people on a hamster wheel. They keep coming back to the reading, wanting to know what their twin flame's doing, instead of just doing their inner work, and I just don't like that. However, if you want a personal reading, I do read into you and your twin flame's energy, and I do your twin flame's current energy, your current energy, your twin's blocks they're working through, your blocks. And they're, of course, they mirror each other because you and your twin are one consciousness. But I do show your like reality versus your twin's current reality. So if you're looking for that, go to my site. But as far as these readings, I don't really do them in line with like any full moons or new moons or anything going on in the sky, or there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I'm just like, when I want to do a reading and I feel like that sounds like fun, then I do it. And that's it. And so this will always, my twin flame readings are always, they're meant for whoever finds them, and they're relevant when they're relevant for you. My readings are always about getting you into union, not about making up like a huge dramatic thing to get your attention. So with that being said, I'm going to jump right in. I got a brand new deck recently. It's the Whispers of Lord Ganesha. It's a very beautiful deck. That's the back of the cards. I got this deck because Shaleia, my spiritual teacher Shaleia, has this deck, and it called out to me. For those of you who like decks and collecting your own decks, like, you just know when a deck is calling your name. Like, you just can't stop thinking about it, and everyone's talking about it, and then you see it. And I just had to get this one. I think it's really pretty, and I like one thing about Ganesha is he's a youthful god. So it's just a very lighthearted energy, and it's definitely the lightest deck I have. It's even more lighthearted than some of my fairy deck. And I thought, I imagined fairies would be really light energy, but Ganesha's vibrant and youthful, and apparently can get rid of any obstacle in your path if you call upon him. And first card that comes up is Beginnings, number 1. So right away, I noticed the red color, which is associated with the root chakra. And the root chakra, sorry for that glare. The root chakra is all about security. Do I feel safe? Do I feel like I can prosper where I am? Or am I in a fight or flight mode? It's just about safety and feeling like wherever you are, you're going to thrive there. Beginnings. Let's read from the book on it. It's exciting. I pulled the very first card. So it says, at the start of every endeavor, you will find Ganesha. This is an indication of new energy on the horizon that brings open-hearted opportunities. Pay attention to where you are going. A new beginning can sometimes have a deeper spiritual significance, encouraging a different consideration or a fresh approach to how you connect with your inner guidance. With awareness comes understanding. One benefit of this new start may be the opportunity to stay true to your own path and guidance. Release the need to try to bring others into your vision. Trust yourself and be willing to do the work needed at this time. Yeah, I very much see a resoluteness in this card, or like a determination to move forward. Your inspiration is positive. Creativity, finances, and love are flowing just before you. Ask Ganesha to assist you with the new energy and opportunities ahead of you. So for those of you watching, it's a corner is being turned. It's and I feel it in the air too. The seasons are changing. Depending on which part of the world you're in, it's either, we're heading into winter or heading into summer. Where I am, we're heading into summer. And it's just like when the seasons change, it's a reminder that nothing lasts forever, that everything is transient. Because when you're stuck in the winter time, you feel like you'll never see summer again. And when you're stuck in the middle of summer, you just can't imagine what winter could feel like. And so when a new season finally comes around, it's like, at least for me, I feel reassured that, there is a cycle, there is a season to everything. Things do change, things do decay, and other things grow. And the evidence of the motion and the circle of life, when you can just walk out your door and see that, there's something invigorating about that. So yeah, beginnings. This, and everything is connected. So if you're turning a corner in regards to finances and career, that carries over into your personal emotional well-being, because part of separation consciousness is thinking that you have your work life, then your personal life, then your family life, when in reality you're just always living one life. Does that make sense? And so if you are manifesting money, that's flow. That's an energy flow you're allowing towards you. You're receiving money. You're allowing yourself to receive more money and your abundance to grow. And so that transfers over into your more, or if it doesn't transfer over to you, you can think of it like this. It's just the same as allowing love flowing towards you. It's all energy, right? And so this is new beginnings in all areas of your life. I think I'm going to pull another Ganesha card because I'm really liking this, loving this deck. And I think the reason it was time for me to get Ganesha's this deck, is because it feels so lively and fresh, and Ganesha's energy is so youthful and vibrant that it just makes sense that with a blast of new energy comes a vibrant new deck. Feels good. Or if you're like a writer, if you're like a writer, then like buying a new journal or a new notebook. That's how I feel when I buy a new deck of cards. It's that same feeling, like, I'm starting something, or it's the energy of beginnings and freshness. And you remember how I talked about the root chakra? Well, I just pulled the root chakra card, determination. Number 21, down to a 3. I'm not really sure what 3 is supposed to mean. I think it means the Holy Trinity. For me, 3s are creative. And it's about connection to ascended masters, such as and energies like Ganesha. That tells me I'm really connecting to Ganesha's energy right now. So, root chakra coming up big time. Determination. Let's find that. Feel secure in your being. It's also known as the root chakra, right? And it's feeling rooted. When you don't feel rooted and you don't feel safe where you are, how can you get anything done, right? Because your basic instinct of keeping yourself safe isn't, if that's not taken care of, you're going to have a hard time focusing on anything else, right? Feel secure in your being. The dynamics of this lifetime can be complicated. There really does not exist in this earthly dimension an environment that is free of trauma, blockages, and lessons. The color red is the color of the first chakra, referred to as the root or base chakra. The root chakra is associated with keeping life exciting and sustainable. It is associated with trusting, belonging, and accepting. When you feel lost or insecure, you lose energy due to the fear these feelings bring up. When the root chakra energy is in balance, you are centered, grounded, healthy, and vibrant with unlimited physical energy. You love your body and love to use it and take care of it. You feel secure in your life and display good common sense. Work with Ganesha to create a sense of feeling rooted in order to lift away any heaviness you might be feeling. Focus your attention on the color red and allow yourself to feel joy, energy, and creativity coming back into your life. Red symbolizes love and happiness. It is said to encourage action and confidence and provides a sense of protection from fears and anxiety. Remain positive and open to possibilities. Doing this will strengthen the root chakra and create stability and inner strength. Yeah, so I have, my root chakra has been woefully out of balance until very, very, very recently. I'd say like yesterday or the past 2 days. There's finally been a shift. I have not felt, there's fireworks going off. So, how I've been experiencing my root chakra being inactive, underactive, or out of balance is I have not felt like I really am where I am, if that makes sense. I know where I sleep. I know where my bed is. I know logically what town I'm in, but I haven't felt like I'm really here. I've been feeling kind of like a video game character, or like, not necessarily out of body, but yeah, kind of out of body, not grounded. And it was because I wasn't fully accepting where I am in my life right now. I had a huge resistance to the fact that I'll just admit it. I'm living with my mom right now. I'm 24 years old, and that just doesn't feel good to me. I really like to be independent and live my own life. And so I've just kind of been in denial that I'm this age and I'm living here, like in my hometown with my mom. But I finally had kind of like a breakthrough / breakdown a few days ago, and it really hit me that I am here. And it grounded me, and I cried, and I experienced a lot of grief, and I kind of went through a mourning period, but then there came acceptance on the other side of that. And then I started really appreciating that I was here and understanding why I'm here. And it's because I needed a reset button. I needed a safe space to start over. And I got that. And so that's how I experienced my root chakra not being totally in a good spot lately, and it's fixed now. And now that I feel stable and grounded, and I'm like, I am really here. I'm here right now. And I feel more in touch with my physical surroundings, and I do feel stable and secure. From there, if you don't have that baseline security and groundedness, you can't really move forward, because there's no foundation for whatever you're about to do. I'm going to pull another Ganesha card. Maybe this reading is just Ganesha. So we have beginnings and determination. And it's very much root chakra. If you want more information about the root chakra, just Google it. It's coming up big right now. Very powerful. I think, yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, great. Acceptance. Can you see that? What I noticed right away about this card is that it's a picture of Ganesha's big belly, right? And I have kind of a belly. I don't have a flat stomach. And what I see right away with this card is, it's zeroed right in on his little belly there. And it's kind of like, yeah, I accept that. I accept that I don't have my ideal 10 out of 10 beach body. But I wore a swimsuit today and I felt great, That's what I noticed right away on this card, is just radical self-acceptance. And that actually goes right along with the root chakra, determination and beginnings, because if you're in denial about where your body's at or where you're at emotionally, if you haven't taken stock of where you really truly are, you can't have progress. Like I just said, until you're totally honest with exactly where you are now, you can't get any real progress, because it'll be like made up. If you think you're further ahead than you actually are, all of the steps you're taking are useless, because they're not forward from where you actually are. They're forward from where you think you are or where you want to be, and so you won't actually get there. In order to progress, you need to ground in your current reality and accept it, no matter what's going on. Oh, I love it. This is my new favorite deck. There is great freedom in accepting things as they are. We all know the saying, like, ignorance is bliss, and then we all know that we say ignorance really isn't bliss, but then still sometimes being in denial feels kind of good, and it feels like you can hide. No. You cannot move forward on your path until you release some of the blame, anger, and sorrow that you have collected on your life's journey. Ganesha is asking you to forgive those from the past who have hurt you, and to be willing to forgive yourself too. Open your heart to the world outside and to the one within. This deeper state of recognition and acceptance is what pushes you forward in your spiritual adventure. Love without judgment and live without predetermined opinions. That's hard, isn't it? When you walk into any situation, you want to assume that you know all the answers. And when you encounter other people, it's just easier to assume, it's just easier to embody this version of yourself, like a role you play. Like, as soon as you step out of the house and you're walking down the street and someone smiles at you, Do you smile back out of habit, or do you smile back or greet them in a way that you've always greeted people? Pay attention to what role you're playing. You don't have to play the same role all the time. You can change it. Accept and express your true self. The ego is beginning to align with the soul. What a relief. It is a big relief. You don't have to control everything, fix everything, and know everything. Yes, isn't it a relief that you can't know everything? Isn't it a relief that you're not the one in charge? God is. Isn't it a relief that all you're really responsible for is yourself? That's actually a huge relief, and it's fun because it's just fun to worry about yourself. Well, not like worry, but just to be focused on you. It's great. And then if everyone's focused on themselves, what a wonderful world this would be. If you have been overly serious and tense, you now start to remember happiness. So important to be happy. You don't have to be happy all the time and like force it. But if you're not having fun and you're not enjoying your life, what's the point? You may find that you can laugh at things instead of getting infuriated. Your contentment in life improves dramatically when you harness your ability to look at the world from a more spiritual perspective. The image of Ganesha holding the banana symbolizes humility and an awareness of not placing too much importance on your thoughts or beliefs in this situation. Bananas are kind of a silly fruit, huh? His potbelly signifies the bounty of nature. It is said that Ganesha consumes the sadness of the universe and protects the world. Learn to honor the values of others that may differ from your own. See the beauty of diversity. Once you see this beauty, it will open you to recognizing and accepting the beauty that resides within you. Wow. Yeah, so just major theme here. In order to actually progress on your twin flame journey, well, let's just start with that because this is a twin flame reading. In order to move forward on your twin flame journey, you have to acknowledge where you and your twin are. Are you not talking? Well, admit that to yourself. Yes, you're already in spiritual truth, one with your twin, but are you actually talking? Are you just using the twin flame label as an excuse to ignore your actual relationship right now? Are you like, oh, they're my twin flame, so they have to love me, so I don't have to really do anything about this. I'm just going to wait. Or, you know, they reach out to you and you dump all this twin flame information on them and go, and then just think that everything's going to be fine. Like, I did that in a way. You have to understand that even though they're your twin flame and they are you, they're a person. And you have to relate to them the way you would relate to anybody. And you need to treat them with respect and kindness and not use the twin flame label as an excuse to be really intense with them or to be shoving information down their throat or expecting something out of them like, oh, you're my perfect partner, so you better do XYZ. Or like, my real partner wouldn't do whatever. Well, look at how you're acting. You know, take responsibility for your life. It's okay. If you and your twin are not talking, that's not like a negative thing you need to hide from or ignore or feel hopeless or helpless about. If you've never met your twin flame, who cares? Like, your story is perfect for you because it's geared and designed to specifically bring you maximum amount of growth and healing. And it's so cool, and you don't even have to worry about it. All you have to do is notice the lessons you're going through. Notice what's going on in your life right now. And just conquer that. Just move through that. Whatever's arising now, just move through that. That's how you got to your twin flame, right? It's just by living your life and working through your problems and moving forward as you saw fit. That's how you met them. And that's how you'll come back into union as well. I know that when you meet your twin, your life seems like it's just blown up and is changed, and it has. But you don't have to live it any differently than you did before, except now you're more aware. You know how to handle your upsets. You understand. You just get to live in a heightened state of awareness now, and you have the tools like the mirror exercise to help you move through upsets faster and get a better life more quickly than before. But you don't just throw everything you used to know out the window. You just incorporate it, with all this new understanding. I think that's a very grounding perspective. That's temperance right there. Temperance, I don't have my tarot deck right here, but temperance is a major arcana card. It's actually my personal tarot card because it's associated with Sagittarius, which is my birth sign, and it's also, its number is 14, which is the day I was born. So it's truly my tarot card. And what temperance is the balance. It's the balance of grounding. It's bringing heaven to earth. That's temperance. It's we're not going to stay. The world's not, your life isn't going to stay as it is right now, but you're also not going to evaporate into nothing and reappear somewhere else where heaven is. It's about grounding that higher vibration here. We're going to anchor the vibration of heaven onto this planet. It's my cat. Let's see if she wants to say hi. This is Chloe. She's a sweetie. Yeah, so, she sometimes makes an appearance in my readings when I record them for people. She likes to jump on the reading table and knock all the cards down. She's a troublemaker. Alright, bye-bye. Bye, Chloe. Okay. So yeah, temperance is about grounding heaven. It's not about sitting on a mountain or like going out, like excluding yourself from society and staying in your little bubble of enlightenment. It's about grounding that as a waking reality in your life, so that whether you're going to the grocery store or you're at home or at school or traveling, you are always living in your heaven on earth. It's not, the ascension's not like an event, a big event that's going to just boom and happen like in one day. We're all ascended suddenly. It's a very gradual process. It's an ongoing thing. It's about your reality getting better and better slowly over time. Let me go to a different deck. There's Miracles Now deck. Very fun. It's Gabby Bernstein's. She was my first window into spirituality. It was her YouTube channel and her books. So I always hold a special place in my heart for Gabrielle Bernstein. Because the way she talked about God, she just called it spirit. It just really spoke to me, and I was as a teenage girl, it felt like my own personal brand of spirituality. It felt like something I could really hold on to. And I'm really thankful that I got to connect to God through her. And yeah. I don't know if any of her cards want to come out today, though. I think Ganesha is really taking the center stage. We got one. True abundance is an inside job. Isn't that the truth? When you feel full and like you don't need anything, then more comes to you, because like attracts like. The law of attraction, we all know that. But when you feel like, oh my gosh, I need so many things. I need this, I need that, and I don't know what I'm going to do about that. And it's not about being in denial, because that doesn't work either. It's about acceptance. It's about saying, I'm not where I want to be financially right now. Shoot. That doesn't feel great. But now that I accept that this is where I am, well, now I can plan a next step and a next step. But if I'm lying to myself and I'm going, oh, I don't care about money because I don't want to worry about money, because if I worry about money, then money won't come to me, and then I can't pay any of my bills. You know, it's not about lying to yourself. It's about being realistic. Temperance is the balance between being a dreamer and grounding that dreamer imagination into reality. You can't just be practical and realistic, and you can't just be a dreamer. You have to have both. You have to ground your imagination into real world. And like, let's say you got a bunch of money coming towards you and you went, yay, now I can buy everything I've ever wanted. And you go on a shopping binge. And then you look at your bank account and you're like, oh, now I don't know if I'm going to make rent. Oops. That's no way to live. Budgets are a good thing. That's not being having a budget and being realistic about your budget and really crunching the numbers and seeing what you can spend on food every month and how much you need to save to get your next car. That's not a negative thing, or that's not like what people call adulting. It's not boring. It's actually really invigorating and empowering to take control of your finances and know where every last penny of yours is going, and know exactly how many months it'll take before you're able to go on that trip or get that thing. There's a real freedom that comes with responsibility, even though it doesn't seem like it. But it's about having the right kind of responsibilities, not the wrong kind. And what I mean by that is like being responsible is actually really freeing, because the more control you have over your life, the better you can move around in it. I hope that made sense. It feels like it makes sense in my mind, but I hope I'm explaining it correctly. Okay. Oh, this is really good. These two cards came up together. I release my need to be perfect, and I center into my commitment to serve the world more love. Yeah, so I get really insecure about these readings a lot of the times, because I think, well, I don't have all the best decks, and I don't know everything that's going on in the sky, and you know, I just get insecure because I just started this YouTube channel, and I don't know, everyone just has insecurities sometimes, but I love that this card came up. I release my need to be perfect, and I center into my commitment to serve the world more love. If all I'm doing is talking to you and trying to love you by giving you information and inspiration and telling you about things I've experienced, how could I ever go wrong? I got an email from one of my viewers. I won't say your name, but you know who you are. Thank you for your email. It meant a lot to me. Somebody emailed me who watches these videos and said that she just wanted to thank me because the things I talk about in my readings really, really resonate with her and help her. And that's just the key right there. It doesn't matter how many views I have, or if like I'm the most eloquent person, or if I have the best decks, or if I like have enough incense burning in the background. Although that's fun. All that matters is that I'm trying to connect and communicate, and if I set the intention to help whoever's watching, then I'm sure it's working. And so thank you for that email. That really validated me. And the other card is, whenever I compare myself to others, I simply say this prayer: the light I see in them is a reflection of my inner light. Yeah, and so there's no, I've not been prone to jealousy in my life all that much. The most jealous I've ever been was when I was living with my twin and he was dating another girl. And seeing that drew me to the edge of insanity almost. Because I didn't understand how to handle it. I just knew that I was hurting, and watching them just, it was the worst. I've never been so upset in my life as I was having to live in the same house with my twin while he dated somebody else. That was like my own personal hell. But now, I don't care whether he's dating somebody else. I mean, obviously, of course, that's my twin. Of course I care. But also, it doesn't matter to me because I understand the truth of the situation. And truly, there's just no use for jealousy. It's really useless, because if you're jealous because you see somebody else and they have something you want, well, that's just inspiration, isn't it? Nobody can ever take something from you, because what's truly meant for you will always be yours, and no one can ever change that. And so if you think, oh, that person has a lot of money, so I'm jealous of them, well, that's just inspiration. How about, wow, that person has a lot of money. I'm going to see what tricks are up their sleeve. Because if you see someone else has something, whether it's a relationship or a job or abundance, or someone has a really nice body, or they have really good charisma, whatever it is, when you see that feeling of jealousy is just because you think that can't be yours too. But it can, because the world is infinite. And so someone, your neighbor being a billionaire, doesn't take any of your abundance from you. You manifest your own abundance. And it's, true abundance is an inside job. This all ties together, you see, because in order to improve your life, you have to first accept where you are now. It has to be totally okay with you that you're broke, or that you're living with roommates you don't like, or that you feel heartbroken or really depressed. Don't deny that that's where you are right now, because your story is what's really important. So what if you're only like in the beginning chapter of like the story of your life? Don't skip ahead. It's just, you know, like if you watch a movie and you only see like the last half hour, there's no point. You don't know everything that built up to it. So it's like there's no satisfaction in seeing the ending. Really be in your life where you are now and share yourself from where you are now. It's so cool. I'm so happy that I started making videos when I'm living with my mom, I don't have a car, and I'm not talking to my twin flame. And then you'll get to see my story as it plays out. You'll see me when I move, when I get a car, when I'm talking to my twin. Then you'll see my twin with me. That's your story. So if your story is not looking great to you right now, so what? Accept that. It's the only way to really move forward. And no matter where you are or what you're doing, there's a community of people around you who are all going through the same thing. And you can share and relate to other people, whether it's you're in college or you're at a certain workplace or you're going through your twin flame journey. Find and gather with the other people who are in the same spot and bond over that. Now, don't complain or get caught in a rut, but you can learn from each other. You can share with each other, and you can all help each other move forward. That's why I love hosting a weekly Twin Flame Ascension School meetup, because we're all kind of in the same spot, but we're all moving forward together from that spot. And if you're not honest with yourself or with other people about exactly where you are or how you're feeling, you're also not being authentic, and it comes across in it just, you can't really relate to people or build real relationships off of being inauthentic. I'm going to pull one card from, okay. From the Romance Angels deck, it's Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. And faith in the fact that if you were led to this video, or if you were led to any twin flame information, it's not some wild goose chase. It's not some dead end. Everything happens for a reason. You were led to it to transform you. You weren't led to twin flame information so that you could learn all about twin flames and then get really sad and never talk to your twin flame again. That doesn't make sense. You were drawn to this twin flame world because this is your ascension. This is the time of twin flames is here. it's a really exciting time to be alive, honestly. I'm really excited. So just trust that life isn't here to jerk your chain or jerk you around or like plant you with false hope and beliefs. Just trust that this is just like a story. Your life is a beautiful story playing out. It's your perfect love story playing out, and it's perfect for you. And if you don't see it that way, it's because you're not accepting where you actually are right now. You're not really looking. You're not being honest with yourself. We got break free, regain your youth, and fly. So this is just about, we got beginnings, determination, acceptance, trust. This is just all about flying away. It's time to fly out of the nest. And, life happens in cycles. And so it's time, you fly the nest quite a few times throughout your life. But you're never, it's, instead of like, oh, you hatch from the egg, you get fed in the nest and you grow up in the nest and then you fly. Well, then you find another nest and you take refuge there and you think about all you learned in your flight and you get some nourishment and you relax, and then it's time to fly again. And then you find another nest, and it's cycles, right? And so it seems like right now is another time to fly the nest. It is time. I do feel it for myself and for people around me, and obviously for you if you're watching this. It is time for a brand new phase. Things are picking up speed in the best way. And there's no stopping it. There's no stopping your ascension. You can slow it down, of course. But why would you want to? You're just slowing down your life getting better and better and better. No thanks. I'll go straight forward. Yeah, I can look in the book for this one. This is Art Through the Eyes of the Soul Oracle. Break free, regain your youth, and fly. Transcend time and space in all known boundaries. Adopt positive patterns that regenerate your body to begin a new cycle of growth and opportunity. A new cycle of life. I feel that so strongly. It's a time of rebirth. I have felt like the past 3 to 6 months of my life were me, my old self, burning into ashes. And now I'm finally the phoenix rising again, or the bird flying the nest again. It's really exciting. Yeah, and that feels complete. Maybe I'll pull one more card just for the heck of it. Oh my God, you cannot make this up. It's so funny. Like, I do readings all the time, and for some reason, they still shock me. Like, how cohesive they are. Or like when someone sends me an email saying, oh my God, your reading was so accurate. And they tell me all of the reasons why. I'm sometimes like, oh my God, that's really cool. Obviously, I trust in what I do, but it's really cool. It's really cool. Yeah, break free. Try different ventures and experiences as a way to grow and learn. What are you scared of? What are you holding on to that you should be letting go of? What routines are you stuck in? What are you scared to try? You know, it's a fun thing to do is pretend like when you wake up in the morning, you're a totally different person. And this is your first day on earth. And what would you do? Just approach everything as if you're like, this is your first day, your first time interacting with it. Approach everything with fresh eyes. Question everything. Break free. I'm so ready for this next phase in my life. It's going to be freaking awesome. Sometimes we get stuck in ruts and routines because they feel safe and comfortable. By drawing this card, you're asked to swim outside your comfort zone. It's time to take risks and explore new ways of thinking, making a living, or being in relationships. When you make the commitment to explore and experiment, the world responds by giving you wonderful new experiences. Heaven isn't necessarily asking you to settle into these new avenues, but to instead test the water and venture out. Sometimes we'll experiment and learn new things, and then we return to our comfortable old routines. We're changed for the better. This is definitely a time for you to reach out and enjoy new options. Try something new today. And it can be so small. It can be, I go to this coffee shop every day and I get this drink. Well, get a different drink. Get a different, if you go out to lunch, try a new dish of food instead of ordering the same food every time you go out to eat. If you always meet this friend at this place, invite a second friend to come meet with you. Or try a whole new place. You know, I used to always, when I worked, when I wasn't working for myself and I had to drive to work, I always liked to switch up my routine. Like sometimes I would take the really long way to work. Or sometimes I would stop and get a tea or a muffin on my way to work. Or sometimes I would bring in coffee for all my coworkers. Or sometimes I would go into work really early and kind of read. It's about feeling out each day and feeling out what's appropriate for that day. Some days are really meant for taking care of all of your errands, and other days you barely get out of bed. And there's no judgment, just acceptance of today is this kind of day, but tomorrow may be totally different. There are some days that I go without talking to anybody, and other days where I swear to God I've talked to every single person I know in one day. Just allow life to play out organically and live from the ever-present now. I think that's all I had to say. And just as I finished this reading, it switched to midnight on Monday. So that's perfect. So, thanks for watching my reading. If you're interested in a personal one, go to my website, and I'll see you next time.